hello. Let's have a look at Legions of Middle-earth. Ooh. Yeah, I thought I'd just do a bit of a curiosity video, really. Just go and have a look at something from the past of the game. It's an expansion. Ooh, expand. Yeah. I guess the first thing is, for people that are fairly new to the game, is to ask, what is Legions of Middle-earth? What is this product? This was released way back in 2006. The game had been going on for about 5 years, and back then it was pretty much strictly narrative. It was all scenario based, story narrative. There wasn't army lists back then. There wasn't scenarios on an official capacity. Scenarios to play points match type games. We did it back then. When I used to run the Last Alliance, we had the campaign, which I've ported over to Tales of Middle-earth, which everyone can take part in. But for that, we needed army lists and scenarios to play. So we actually just come up with our own at the time. And when we wanted to just play a game, points match game, we just used to do that, use that. But then in 2006, Games Workshop released this, Legions of Middle-earth. Army lists for the Lord of the Rings. And this was the first official go at making army lists and scenarios for the game. It came out in September, I believe, because I was in Salisbury for a weekend break, and so I picked it up in the Games Workshop in Salisbury. I remember being terribly excited, coming back to the tavern I was staying in, the inn, getting a pint and sitting down and reading it. So I thought we'd sort of recreate that today, only not drinking a pint. Well, it is a pint, but it's of Coke rather than beer. Quick swig. Now, the reason I thought I'd have a look at this, because what this did, this also future-proofed the game, as well as providing army lists. There are stuff that was detailed in here that hadn't been released, that they said they were going to release. So I thought we'd have a look, see if we ever got those models, and if we didn't, if the army lists that are in here, whether they whether they changed over time, whether you still recognise them. And I thought it'd just be quite interesting to go through this. So we'll open up. We got the contents. So we can see here. We're not going to go over the contents too much. Let's rip up Matthew Ward. Ooh. Anyway. So here we go. You've got this. These pages detail what it is. So you've got scenarios and armies, blah blah blah. This goes over the rules, which you pick your force. One of the things back then is there was no hero and troops back then. It was effectively, here's the models, form an army from these models. There was no... You still had your bow limit, that was still a thing, that's been a thing since almost day one, but there was no this is a hero, it needs 12 warriors, this hero is 12 warriors. You could have one hero and the rest of your points all on warriors back then, which is great, loved it. Moria particularly. So you have one of your heroes was your leader. Additional warriors and heroes combined no value greater than points match you agreed on, and your bow limit. So just going over the actual how you construct it. So it was a bit more freer than what we would get. But I really enjoyed the pictures in this as well. I enjoyed it. So here we go. You had a limit. So what you had here is it introduced a model limit that was to circumvent the fact that, one hero, millions of goblins. So I was a little bit upset when I saw this. When I first got it, I was like, So I was a Moria player, goblin player. So yeah, 500 points, you'd have 3 to 50 models. No just taking a barrel roll on whatever back then, so you'd have to have 3 models. 33 bow limit all the way down. And then there was also a siege engine limit. That's interesting. And so the model limits went up as your points went up. So I guess you couldn't play anything greater than 1500. And here's your example army. Now, if you buy some of the supplements that came around at the same time, that's the Blue Book supplements, you'll notice the armies. If you look at the army list, and if you ever have a curiosity, you'll notice that they are illegal compared to what we're used to today. I mean, but it is what it is then. So you got 8 warriors here, 8 warriors there, 6 there, 6 there, and only 2 heroes. That's an example army. And then it would talk about allied armies. Yeah, so this would allow you to get Gondor and Rohan in here. So, first thing it deals with is the Armies of Good. So, let's have a look. The Fellowship. Well, that can't be anything too exciting here. It is just Strider, Aragorn, Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White, Boromir, Legolas, Gimli, and the Hobbits in different profiles, because we have multiple profiles like his. Fellowship of the Ring, Peregrine, and here's Return of the King profile. That's the way I looked at it as well here. Same wise. There is nothing here, and it will detail who you can ally with here. Nothing that exciting in this one, so we'll just quickly skip on. Ooh, Road to Rivendell. Here's an army that's based on Road to early part of the Fellowship, and your allies come from Rivendell, I guess, here. And here's just the breaking of the Fellowship. Pretty boring. Oh no! Fantastic. So in here we have Arvedui, Malbreth Seer, Captain of Arnor, Dunedain, Warrior, Ranger, and a Hobbit Archer. So pretty much nothing different to what we have now. I can't remember modern ones which ones Hobbit Archers are actually part of Arnor. Don't believe they are, but that is obviously to get the Battle of Fornost army up and running. So yeah, pretty standard. Grey Company, we have Strider, Arathorn, Halbarad, Ranger of the North, Dunedain, Elladan and Elrahir, and a Ranger of Arnor. So it's pretty standard, nothing there. That was the Shire. Okay, it's your Hobbit. This is all standard. I'm skipping through because this where it's not that interesting. It's what you'd expect, apart from you have Gandalf and Dunedain in this Strider. Example one was here. Quite nice. Quite nice. Rivendell, Glorfindel, Elladan and Elrahir, Erestor, Arwen, Elven Captain. Oh, Elrond, missed. I was about to say, no Elrond. Yeah, but there's nothing in here that's too different. It's all should be quite familiar to you. But here's where it kind of gets interesting, because I guess they did this. They had Rivendell and Eregion, but here there was actually, nowadays it's all this is pretty much just one army now. But here they were trying to separate out to get different types of sort of elf armies. So this is the Grey Havens with Círdan, an Elven Captain. Now here's the first new kind of hint we were going to get a profile, which we never got, which is Guardian of the Havens. And he was going to be 13 points, or she was going to be 13 points, but we never got anything else from there. So I wonder what the Guardian of the Havens could be. Be interesting to see if anyone can come up with any suggestions for what you'd think it would be and what you would want it to be. Leave a comment in the suggestions. Leave a comment down below. What am I talking about? Getting too excited. Elf Knight. We never got one of these at the time, but we do have one now thanks to the Hobbit movies with the Rivendell Cavalry. So we guess we effectively got that in the end, but I didn't think we'd see it. Elf Ranger. Yep. Elf Warrior. That's all pretty standard, but yeah, interesting. Guardian of the Havens. It's our first new little model. Eregion was just... ooh, look at this. Another new one coming up. It was Elrond Gilgalar. So this is almost a second AG type armour. But this is where it gets exciting. Look. Celebrimbor. 140 points. Ooh, he would have been good. It's almost on par with Gilgalad there. But this would have been a really cool army. I'm kind of gutted we didn't see this. Look at this, Elf Chariot. That'd have been amazing. Elf Knight again, kind of got that. Elf Ranger, Elf Warrior, Elf Catapult. You've got High Elf Crewman, Flaming Ammunition, Siege Veterans, Superior Construction, High Elf Engineer Captain, Enchanted Ammunition. Ooh. And a Rallying Point. So that's makes me sad we never got that. That would have been some cool stuff in there, I feel. And here's the army list. Obviously these aren't that interesting really, because we never got the models that I was interested in seeing, so that's just a load of elves. I like elves though. Okay, now we're going on to the more woodland elves. So we've got Lothlorien. Oh, which is taking me back to when I had the beer in the tavern while looking for it, getting excited. Young me. Woohoo. It's Galadriel and Galadriel, but obviously two different profiles. Celeborn, Haldir, Wood Elf Captain, Wood Elf Warrior, Galadriel Warrior, Galadriel Knight. We never got those, but we did in the end, didn't we? Before the Hobbit movies came out, we actually got them. But here's, again, interesting, a Galadriel Pathwalker at 13 points. Now I would speculate that the Pathwalker is what would become a Stormcaller. That would be what I'd imagine it to be, I guess, what they're thinking of. So we may have got that, we may not. Again, your suggestions, what you think a Pathwalker would be, in the comments, and we can have a discussion about it. The Gladium Siege Catapult is pretty much the same as the Rivendell one. I think it's the same points as well. So just quickly go back. No, it's not. 100 points? 95 points. Ooh. Not as well made, I take it. Everything else is the same. The points for all the options are the same, but just it's 5 points cheaper. I wonder why. I wonder if... So they were going to have slightly different rules then. Ooh. Thranduil's Halls. So Thranduil, Legolas, Captain, Warrior, Wood Elf Sentinel. Nothing exciting there. We got far more than that with the Palace Guard now, and the Rangers, and what have you. I like the modern Mirkwood army we got. But this makes my heart bleed. Fang on, look. We were going to get a load of stuff for this. Look, Treebeard, Quick Beam, Beach Bone. Oh, generic Ent, we got that. Huorn. Oh, that would have been great. See those actual proper individual models for that. Oh look, there's the goofy old Ents they released. I never liked those. Although I still want to get hold of one. I never got hold of one. No, I don't like him. I want to get hold of one. Sad times. Let's hang on, and yeah, here's Defenders of Lothlorien picture for you. I won't dwell on that too much. It's not what we're here for. Riders of Earl for Rohan. So yeah, we sort of got this in the end. Earl the Young, King of Men, Captain of Rohan, Rohan Outrider, Rider of Rohan, Royal Guard. Nothing exciting there or interesting there. The Host of Hammerhand. Yeah, now this would have interested me. Helm Hammerhand. I still want to see that. I'm hoping Games Workshop do a Rohan one. If you watched our review of Gondor at War, we speculate what we'd like to see next. Yeah, and we talk about Rohan. There's so much history there, especially with this chap, Helm Hammerhand. You could do a lot with that. So anyway, King of Men, Captain of Rohan, Rohan Outrider, Rider of Rohan, Helm's Guard. See, that'd be cool. I think it's just going to be a bodyguard type model. Probably a bit like the Royal Guard. Warrior of Rohan. Yeah, there's that. Theoden's Host. So we have Theoden, Eomer, Elwyn, Gamlin, Erkenbrand, which at the time I don't think was released. So that was quite exciting at the time when we saw that, but obviously we've got it now. Fear Dread, I think at the time was sort of released in Battle Games in Middle-earth, but not widely. Maybe wrong in that, it might have already reached wide release. Meriadoc, Captain of Rohan. Rohan Outrider, I think that at the time hadn't been released either. So that would have been quite exciting, but we got that. That was one of the things we got. Rider, Royal Guard, Warrior. Little picture there. Tower of Ecphalion for Gondor. So this would have been Aragorn, Boromir, Denethor, Faramir, Beregond, Peregrine, Captain of Minas Tirith, Warrior Minas Tirith, Knight of Minas Tirith, Guard of the Fountain Court. I'm trying to think if that was out yet. I think they were released. I think they were released at that time, and the Citadel Guard were. These definitely were, because these come out with the Siege of Gondor 2 years prior. But yeah, there's nothing there. Minas Tirith, King of Bang, Captain of Minas Tirith, Warrior Minas Tirith, Knight of Minas Tirith, Ranger, Guard of the Fountain Court, Citadel Guard, Battlecry Trebuchet. But yeah, nothing there. It's pretty standard. Got more for Minas Tirith now. They sort of, with the what is it? The White Castle guy. I forget his name. He's a brilliant model. The model looks like a medieval knight. Love him. Just love him to bits. Fiefdoms. Yeah, okay. Prince Imrahil, Forlong Fat, Angbor the Fearless, and Captain of Dal Amroth, Knight of Dal Amroth, Axeman of Losnark, Men at Arms, Clansman, and a Ranger. And we actually got more than that in the end, because we got the Blackroot Vale guys. So the heroes for that, even though the models for Blackroot Vale warriors are just Rangers of Middle-earth repainted, but we still got more than what was in here, so that was interesting. Army of the High King, this is your Númenórean list. This is just Elendil, Isildur, Captain, and a Warrior. I'd still like to see, which I've converted a lot of, horses, because you see them in the film. Captain can have a horse, but Warriors can't. Yet you see, I can't believe they're all captains in the film, extended edition. Anyway, Rangers of Ecphalion. It's Faramir, Madril, Kirian, Lieutenant of Amonbard. We got him, didn't we? Yes, of course we did. Damrod, Captain of Minas Tirith, Warriors of Minas Tirith, Ranger of Gondor, Osgiliath Veteran, which we got, which was brilliant. That was exciting seeing that. Like, ooh, what's the veteran? Is it going to be an old man? No, but it sort of was. Citadel Guard, that's cool. The Dead of Dun Harrow. So it's the King of the Dead. It's a Warrior of the Dead and a Rider of the Dead. We got more than that now, especially with the Gondor at War recent release, because we got, after that we got Banner Bearer, and now we've got a Herald, so that's nice. And here's a little picture of an army. Ooh, the Bearders. Durin's Folk. Dwarf King, Dwarf Captain, Dwarf Warrior, Khazad Guard, Dwarven Ballista. I don't think there's a... Yeah, we're going to go... I'll talk about what we got, because loads more got released for Dwarfs after this. You know, Dwarf Champion, he's not listed in here. The Iron Guard, oh no, they're coming up in a minute. So yeah, that's what I thought we'd do at the end. Khazad-dûm, Durin, Mardin, Dwarf Captain, Dwarf Warrior, Khazad Guard, Dwarf Tunneling Team, Iron Guard, Dwarf Ranger, Dwarven Ballista. A lot of this at the time, again, you can probably guess, was all new, but we got them. This was all exciting. Ooh, Tunneling Fighting Team, and ooh, Iron Guard. But they got released, so that was nice. Dane, yeah, we had him, and we've got him again thanks to the movie. Balin, Gimli, Dwarf Captain, Dwarf Warrior, Khazad Guard, Iron Guard, Dwarf Ranger, and Dwarven Ballista for Erebor. But thanks to the Hobbit movies and all the releases that they did for the Bearders, we've well surpassed this for options and availability now. So I think Dwarves are probably one of the most fully diverse, good armies there are. Pictures, all in green. They all went to the same shop that day. Oh, we've turned up with the same outfit on. How embarrassing. Oh, it always happens to us. Oh, never like that sort of thing, where if it's not a uniform, don't always paint them the same. That's anyway. The Wild Man of Druidham Forest, Gunberry Gun, and the Woses. I believe at the time he was the only one we ever saw of him, because he come in an exclusive for Battle Games in Middle Earth and then was put on wide release, but we hadn't seen any of these at the time. It was just him on his own, but they got released in the end, so all was well. Wanderers in the Wild. Yay, Gildor, Bilbo, Glorfindel, Muradin and Dra, and Smeagol. Nice. Yeah, let's quickly go back a minute, I think I may have skipped. No, we got Druid and Mardin, so just skipping back, but now let's skip ahead. That was nice. The Wizards, Saruman, Gandalf, and Radagast. Cool. Eagles and Misty Mountain. Yeah, this would have been cool. I don't know if they would have done actual models of them, but we have Gwar here, Landroval, and Melindor, the other named eagles from the book. That would have been good. That would have been good in trying to cover this one up. This is really exciting, and just great eagles, so that would have been good to see. But this, oh my god, this would have been good. I think the movies put paid to that because for some reason they had Bjorn say he's the last of his race when he's not, because you have Grimbrion, his descendant, and Bjornins. This would have been good. This would have been good. An army of skin changers. Oh, Games Workshop, make this list happen. That would have been good. I keep saying it would have been good, but now we're going on to evil, so it would have been evil or something. Anyway, Moria. Durboz, Captain, Shaman, Warrior, Prowler, Cave Troll, Drum, Bat Swarms. Don't think the Prowlers were released at the time of this when this book came out, so that was quite exciting, but we got them. So, well, hey, all's good. Or evil. Angmar. We had the Troll Chieftain we got. He wasn't released at the time. Barrel Whites were Warg Chieftain, Shade. That was exciting. What was going to be a Shade, and now we know, and they're terrible and scary. Orc Warriors, Orc Troll, Spectre. Ooh, again. Cool, we got them. And Wild Warg. Dweller's Blow is kind of a what's another Moria type list, but that's not Moria. Interesting. Moria Goblin Captain, Wild Warg Chieftain, Moria Goblin Warrior, Cave Troll, Giant Spider, and a Wild Warg. Just, I don't understand. Just make that. Let's combine them. Which I think's happened now. But they were. You can sort of tell they're trying to eke a lot of armies out here. That should have just been one army. They're trying to eke it out. You can tell that. Isengard Raiders, which is Lurtz, Oglog, Rashku, Sharku, Captain, Scout, Wider, and Feral. This is effectively just a Isengard Scout army. You should have just had. This is where it got a bit weird, which I'm quite happy now. You just have Isengard, and from that you can pick and make your own sort of Isengard Scout army, or you can have this, the Helm's Deep version, which is Saruman, Grimer, Captain Shaman, Scout, Warrior, Berserker, Orc Warrior, Troll, Siege Assault Ballista, and Demolition Team. So yeah, on here we hadn't seen the Ferals come out yet. We hadn't seen the Troll, definitely not, and I never want to see an Isengard Troll. I know I've come round to it. At the time I hated the idea. I've come around to it. I'm even thinking of making one soon. When I redo my Isengard army. We'll see. Anyway, Dunland. Look, this is another good one. This is really cool. Royal Blood Chieftain of Dunland. That'd have been good. Dunland Chieftain, Wildman Chieftain, Dunlending Warrior, Wildman of Dunlending, Royal Blood Housecarl, Dunlending Berserker, Dunlending Horseman. We sort of, you can say, we had the Dunlendings at the time this was out, or they were coming out. I don't think they've been released, but we've got a picture of them. Terribly exciting. Or they're already out. I can't remember. I think they come out with the Journey book, so we'd already had them. But I think now you have Wolfsbane, or we did have Wolfsbane, so I guess that would have been the Royal Blood Chieftain of Dunland. But it would have been great to see the Housecarls and the Berserkers. That would have been good. Sharkish Rogues, Sharking Worm, Bill Fernie. That would have been great. That would have been great. I love Bree. I would have loved to have had that model. Make that model, Games Workshop. That would have been amazing. Anyway, Wildman Chieftain, Wildman of Dunland, Ruffian, Orc Warrior, Wild Grog. And some pictures. Cirith Ungol. So now we're going into sort of Mordor-y type territory. This could be interesting. Shagrat, Gorbag, Captain, Shaman, Mordor, Uruk-hai Captain, Orc Captain, Shelob, Orc Warrior, Warg Rider, Mordor, Uruk-hai, Siege Bow, Orc Tracker, Mordor Troll, Mordor War Catapult. Not a lot of excitement in there, so stuff we've seen and what's available. The Black Gate. This is Mouth of Sauron, Orc Shaman, Uruk-hai Captain, Mordor Troll Chieftain, Morannon Orcs, Mordor Uruk-hai Troll Trackers, and Catapult. Again, not a lot in there, not a lot new in there. You'd have thought Mordor. We've got loads of Mordor now that's since this, but I thought that Mordor would have been the easy one to do stuff to. But anyway, Dol Guldur, Necromancer, Shaman, Captain, Spider Queen, Castellan's Dol Guldur, Wild Grog Chieftain, Orc Warriors, Giant Spiders, Bat Swarm, Wild Grog, and look at this. This is where we get really exciting. A werewolf. That would have been cool. I want my werewolf, Games Workshop. Ooh. Black-Hearted Tree. I'm assuming that would have been the same model as a Hurun from the Fangon thing, but that would have been interesting. I don't know what that would have looked like. And those spooky trees you see in cartoons with faces on and go ooh. But who knows? That could have been quite cool. Mordor War Catapult and a Mordor Troll. Where's my werewolf? Minis Mogul, Gothmorg, Grishnak, Orc Captain, Black Numenorian Marshal. Which we got, I believe. Did we get? Yeah, I think we did get them. I think. Sort of. Orc Warrior, Spectre, Black Numenorian Warrior, Morgul Knight, Morgul Stalker, Black Numenorian Catapult, and Orc Tracker. I think we sort of got those, didn't we, in the end, one way or another. Yeah. Barad-dûr. So Sauron, Mouth of Sauron, Shaman, Captain, Warrior, Warg Rider, Tracker, Morannon, Bow, and Catapult. Wow. Okay. And some pictures. Now, getting to the area I know very little about even now what's available, what wasn't, so I may miss some stuff here, or I may say, did we get that? Because I tend not to like the Eastlands and the Haradrim. It's not my bag, but we're gonna go through it. We are gonna go through it. I won't know too much whether it was released or not, where it came out. So we got Camel, Eastland King. I don't think that ever was a thing, was it? I think we got other stuff in the end. A Captain, Warrior, a Catfrat, a Dragon Guard, and a Siege Bow. That's the Easterlings. Varrigs of Khand. So we got, ooh, not even going to pronounce, even attempt this. Kaisiamu? Ravager of Ithalian. Definitely didn't get him, I don't recognise that. Candish King, Candish Chieftain, Candish Charioteer, Horseman, and Warrior. That'd have been interesting. Mercenaries, Candish Mercenary Chieftain, Candish Horseman, Candish Warrior. I think we sort of got them. I don't think they were ever planning to do those as new models. It was just the current models with a paint job. I'm bored of wearing black, so I shall wear some yellowy material or something. And the Army of Set-Hardbar. That's a thing. Now we're getting on to Haradrim, so they called them Southlands back then, and the Serpent Horde. So you had Suladin, Haradrim Chieftain, Mummock of Harad, Hasharin, Haradrim Warrior, Haradrim Raider, Watcher of Karna, Serpent Rider, and Serpent Guard. I think we got all those. They all sound somewhat familiar to me. Hello. I'm here to talk about monarchs. Or something to that effect. Monarch. Harrod. Haradrim King, Haradrim Chieftain, Hasharin, Haradrim Warrior, Raider, and Watcher of Karnal. I think we got all those, that makes sense. Far Harrod. I think, I'm trying to think, there is something quite interesting in one of these. Murhad King, Murhad Tribes Master, I don't think we got that. The Mummock. Mummock Warrior, Mummock Raider, and a Half Troll. We didn't have at the time, but again they come out as those. I think there is something interesting coming up in here. If I blasted past it already, I thought there was I blasted past it. I thought there was werewolves. Or am I just dreaming? I think I dreamt them. Sure, they were in here at one time. Oh no, it's the Mandela effect. Unless it was half trolls, I'm thinking of, and werewolves. I'm sure there was a werewolf, but anyway. So Corsair Fleets. This is Dalimir. We got him. Dalimir, Fleet Master. We got him. Corsair Captain, Corsair Bosun, Corsair Vumbar, a Reaver, Arbalista, and a Ballista. I think we got all those, didn't we? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Don't know a lot about the Corsairs, although I'm thinking of doing a Corsair army this year because I've never done one. Umbar, Corsair Captain, Corsair Bosun, Haradrim Chieftain, Hasharin, Corsair Vumbar, and Haradrim Warrior. So that's just a mix of Harrod and the Corsairs. And here's a picture of a Mummock with a PP. Oh. The monsters of Middle-earth. So this is just the big guys. So we had the Balrog, Dragon, Cave Drake, Stone Giant. That would have been good. I'd have loved to have seen the Stone Giant. 250 points. Ooh. I mean, now we got the movie image of a Stone Giant, but I wonder what Games Workshop we're going to do. I bet he was just going to be a big man with a beard. The generic giant from fantasy. Gulliver and his travels. We got him in the end. Love him. He's a great model. He's a vampire. The Nazgul was the Witch King, the Ringwraith, and Camel. And then after that, we got a load more Ringwraiths, named ones that Games Workshop did, which I really like. Anyway, and now on to the scenarios, which at the time, as I said, there was no official scenarios. We made our own ones up at the time. And they are, you roll the dice. It's a bit like battle companies where you roll 2 dice. And you kind of 1 to 3, you go down this side, 4 to 6, you do this, then you roll and do stuff. Anyway, that's the scenarios, which are listed here. It talks about all the different terrain you can have, and I believe, if we get onto it, there are rules for placing the terrain and stuff. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's bring it. So anyway, the scenarios are storm the camp. We didn't have little maps back then. This is sort of the start of the era where they done away with the hand drawn maps. Lucky they're back because they are awesome. Storm the camp. Do we want to go through these? Oh, there's excitement outside my window of a horn blowing. I don't know if you could hear that. Brilliant. Cheers guys, outside. The game is played until the end turn, which one army has captured the opponent's deployment area. Cool. Contested champions. I mean, a lot of these I believe have carried over in a way. This game ends when one side has been wiped out. Ill met by moonlight. No objectives. Game is death or desertion. So it's just we're fighting. Domination. Most models touching the objective type of game. You can pause it if you want to read it and go into more detail. Meeting engagement. This is again just a fight until we get down to a quarter. A lot of them have just similar fight until either wiped out or to a quarter or to a point. But anyway, to kill a king, this is killing the opposing leader without suffering any major losses. The high ground, got to capture a region of the board within a certain amount of turns. Taken hold is, I believe this is a number of models within objective markers when the game ends, which is interesting. To the death is pretty much just, again, wiping out the opposing army. Not that interesting. A clash of piquets. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Never really. So that's a word that I can't pronounce. So it's just again lose greater numbers. Blah blah blah. Reconnoiter is you crossing the enemy lines. I think we've still got that in one form or another now. Seize the prize. It's an artifact and carry it to board. These are these type ones are the ones I find interesting in points match games where there's a proper objective. But anyway, yeah, this is cool. Appendix 1, terrain generators. So that was quite interesting. It's got how to generate terrain. So if you were like playing in Gondor, Rohan or the Shire, you'd start rolling dice to what terrain you're whacking on the board. So, you know, maybe a barrow, field boundaries, or wood, low hill, marsh. So that's how you could sort of generate your board if you want to, if you're unsure on how to do. I actually really enjoyed this section. Rivendell, Eregion and Dunland. Just getting some terrain down. Angmar, Mordor and Isengard in Desolation. Eastern Steppes, Ruin and Khand. Woodland Realms, Lothlorien, Fanghorn and Mirkwood. Yeah, it's quite interesting. I kind of like the rules for this, and I might actually sort of revisit them at one point. The Roof of the World, Misty Mountains and Erebor. Yeah, that's cool. Southern Wastes is Harrod. Sand. Roll 2, sand. I rolled a 3, sand. 4, sand. 5, sand. Anakin doesn't like sand, it makes him sad. And that's it, there was a FAQ in the back, and so forth. And that was it. It was actually quite an interesting book, a little list of the army lists that we've just gone through. And that is Legions of Middle-earth. Potential models that we didn't have would have been great. Yeah, leave your ideas in the comments about what you thought those missing models could be, and you know what their profiles could be. Let's get an accord going, a discussion. Yes, I've enjoyed having a little blast from the past and a little drink of Coke, not beer. Why didn't I get beer? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little blast from the past. Till next time, guys, and come up with some other random weird video. Take care. Thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button and leave a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Stick with the channel for many great videos to come.